It's October, so you know what that means. Soup season. Stick around. Hi, Debbie Chu here from Chew on Vegan. Welcome back to my kitchen. If you're new here, I'm a plant-based RN and I follow a whole food plant-based no oil way of eating. On my channel, you're going to find quick and easy whole food plant-based recipes that anybody can make. They're really easy. So if that sounds good to you, I hope you would subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video, which is every week. And you can also follow me on Instagram for more plant-based content. Please check out the description box for the full recipe. Also, all the resources I offer. I have a free e-guide. I have an online course. So if you're new to this way of eating, it's a really easy step-by-step guide on how to navigate this whole food plant-based way of eating. And even if you're not new, there's some great tips and tricks in there to help you become more consistent. So when it hits October, to me, that's soup season. It's also pumpkin season for me, so you're going to see some pumpkin recipes thrown in here. Not today, but the rest of this month there'll be some of those in there as well. But I love making soups. I love having soups on hand. They're very filling, they're satisfying, they're low calorie density, so they are great for weight loss. So today I'm making one of my favorites, a roasted tomato soup. I use heirloom tomatoes, but you could use whatever kind of tomatoes you want. And I roast those with some garlic. I've got a pepper I'm going to put in there, so it's going to be really flavorful. And it's pretty much a one pot kind of a deal. So if that sounds good to you, let's get started. All right, so the first thing you want to do is get your tomatoes in the oven. And I've got my oven preheated at 375. I do have a roasting setting on my oven, so that's what I'm going to use, but it'll work just fine in your regular oven. And I'm also adding in, I had this orange pepper that really needed to be used up, so I'm throwing that in. And then I've got almost a whole bulb of garlic. Now I'm not going to be using oil. That is the best way for you to save calories and to be in a calorie deficit, is to not cook with oil or use oil in salad dressings, things like that. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of salt over these, and then they're going to go in the oven for probably about an hour. We want the tomatoes to kind of shrivel up, and they will just be so sweet, and it'll just really add to the flavor of the soup by roasting the vegetables. All right, I'll be back when these are out of the oven, and then I'm going to show you how I put these all together, and it's really easy. So while the tomatoes are roasting, I'm going to cut up some veggies. I'm going to use my vegetable chopper because I want them very small. I want them to saute quickly, and I'm going to end up using an immersion blender. So it makes it easier work when it is chopped smaller. All right, so I'm just going to cut these down a little bit. And I'll show you how easy this thing works. Pretty handy dandy. And then you can see I got these nice evenly sized veggies. So I'm just going to, I've got four I got celery hearts, I got 4 stalks of those, I got 1 onion, and then 2 rather large carrots. And that's what is going to be our base here for this soup. So I'm just going to continue chopping these up, and then I'm going to meet you over at the stove. We're going to saute these up, and at that point the tomatoes and the garlic and all that will be ready to go into the pot. So I added a little bit of water to my pot here and let that heat up, and then I just added my veggies, and you can see they're all those beautiful nice little chunks. So we're going to let this saute for about 5 minutes. I'm going to put the lid on. I'm on medium heat, and then we're just going to add everything else in there, and you're going to see how quick it comes together. So you want the veggies to look like this, cook down a little bit. They're softened, anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. All right, now let's add some other ingredients. I like to add a can of fire roasted tomatoes just to really ramp up that roasted flavor. I've got some seasonings, Italian seasonings, some crushed red pepper and some salt. And then I'm going to put in 1 cube of a no chicken bouillon. Or you could just do 1 cup of broth, veggie broth. I'm going to add a cup of water. I'm also going to add a can of white beans. This is going to make it nice and creamy, adding more fiber, protein. I just think it's a really good combo. And let me give this a quick stir. Now we're going to add in all our other fun stuff. We've got our roasted tomatoes. Look at how pretty those are. I used Heirloom. You could use whatever kind you want. And then I've got the peppers. And then that garlic. And then I'm just going to mash these up a little bit just to make it easier when I get that blender out. You could also put this in your Vitamix. That looks good right there. And then I like to add a little bit of maple syrup. This is optional. Just like a tablespoon. And I also like to add a tablespoon of lemon juice. You can use fresh lemon juice. I like using the stuff in the bottle. And then I just let it cook for like 5 minutes. Just let it simmer in here. And then we're gonna get that immersion blender out, and then I'll have one more thing to add to it once it's all blended up. Okay, I was gonna use my immersion blender, but my husband hid it somewhere and I can't find it. So I just had to use my Vitamix, and I just did it in 2 batches. And I put it back in the pot here. And I'm gonna add a couple cups of spinach, finely chopped, or as finely as you can. And then I'm just gonna let it sit in here for 5 minutes or so, and then we'll serve it up. You don't have to add the greens. I just feel like it adds just another level of flavor and, you know, more nutrients and more fiber. And those are all good things for a nice healthy gut. And this is a super low calorie density soup, so weight loss friendly. All right, we'll give it a taste in just a few minutes. All right, here we go, final product. I sprinkled a little bit of this pan of cheesy on there, and it's just really a pretty clean Parmesan-like cheese. And I'll leave a link to this. I don't have an affiliate or anything, but I really like it. So I'll leave you a link to that if you want to check it out. All right, let's give this a taste. So delicious. Those tomatoes are so delicious, so sweet. When you roast them, it just brings out that natural flavor, makes them a little bit sweet, and I just love roasted tomatoes. So delicious. So as you can see, it came together really easy, and soups are just a great way to help in your weight loss journey. They're very filling, they're very satisfying, yet they're low calorie dense. So if you like this video, if you learned something, please give it a like and share it with your friends. And if you've made it this far in the video, please comment below. It's soup season, and that way I know you made it to the end with me, and I really appreciate it. Please check out all the links below for all the resources I offer. I have a free e-guide, I have an online course, so if you're just starting out, it's a great opportunity for you to learn step by step how to navigate this plant-based lifestyle. And remember that all my recipes are good for you, they're good for the animals, and they're good for the planet, and what you put on your plate determines your fate and your weight. Until next time, thank you.